Here we are up at the top of Flat Top Park.
Out here in the high desert, the stories are real, the people are tough, and the wind never quits. We're talking small businesses, local legends, and the kind of that drifts through town like a tumbleweed with a story to tell. Welcome to the 509 Unfiltered. Let's ride.
Well, hello and welcome back to the 509 Unfiltered. Today I am going to hike up Flat Top Park. I've always wondered what that round building is up there. It's short, but it's steep, and I'm super out of shape, so let's see how this goes. Oh my God, it's steep. Okay, this is freaking steep. What makes it harder is I've got about 30 pounds in my backpack, but it's sand. The trail is sand. There's a cross up here. Oh my gosh. I would say I'm about 2/3. Okay, I'm almost there. So that's how much I have to go. There's the cross, but what's beyond that cross? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm here. And this is lovely. There's benches. All right, so super steep, like super steep. You know, granted, I'm super out of shape, but it's super steep. It took me about 20 minutes to climb up here. But what's behind me is this vacant building. And it's a circle, and it's been tagged, and it doesn't have any windows. Now these benches are made in memory of Sidney Neiman. It was an Eagle Scout project, Troop 237. So I guess with like everything, it gets tagged. So sad. This is the view. Our house is like somewhere in there-ish area. Yeah, like in there somewhere. Okay, so maybe against my better judgment, I just want to do a quick look-see. It's really like, you know, been squatted in, obviously. Knock, knock. I'm just looking around. Look at this. These are all sliding glass doors. An atrium in the middle. What was this place? All sliding glass doors, all of it. All broken glass. That was a bathroom. I'm not gonna go down there because I don't have a flashlight. But this looks like it was a kitchen of some sort. Okay, but what's really gross about this is if you look outside the windows, there's all these massive cell towers, like massive. So let me get out my EMF reader and see what these people are living under. So normal reading on the EMF reader would be at the bottom. Let me turn it on. It maxes out on the EMF reader, and those people live under that 24/7. Okay, so continuing on, it's just a circle. It's just a circle with, I would guess, probably like 40 sliding glass doors that have all been broken out. An old atrium in the middle, which is interesting because our house in Puyallup had an atrium and it was beautiful. Just, swings out there and all the things. But the basement, I don't have a flashlight, so I'm not gonna go in the basement. But that's what's up here, y'all. Now you know. So, you know me, I like to question everything, and the story has always been, that's an old water tower. That's no water tower. I don't know what that is, but that's not what a water tower. What is it? Hey, what is it? All right, so what'd you think? Did you learn something? I did, for sure. So we're on our journey back down. We're starting at the cross. And the trip down to the car is gonna be a lot easier. So again, it's super steep, and sandy. So there's this thing over there. I wonder what that is. Let me go look. I think just over that edge right there, there's a sign that says for sale. So I think this property might be for sale. That's strange. Looks like it started out as something, but it definitely didn't turn into anything. So was this at one time going to be connected to that thing up at the top? Whatever that is. And here's all those people living underneath those 5G towers. Just because I'm a weirdo about radio frequencies and the radiation and stuff, I'm gonna pull out the reader. I'm, not that far from the top of the hill where the house is. I just want to see how high it is still now, halfway down the hill. My guess is still really, really high. Okay, let's continue our journey down. Okay, we're about halfway. These tumbleweed pricklies are the devil. The best news so far is I haven't seen any nope snakes. There's my itty bitty car down there. Okay, made it. Whew. Let's go over the facts. I'm 54 and out of shape. I weigh about 115 pounds and had about 30 pounds on my back. It's kind of like sounding like I'm making excuses, which I am. So the hill itself is probably like quarter of a mile, half a mile at most, but it is freaking steep. In fact, I'm watching this guy go up it right now, and he's stopping about as often as I did. What's up there? A cross, some benches, and some weird building that, since I've lived here, I've heard is like an old water tower. And I went in it, and that ain't it. So there's that guy going up it right now. That's the top. And then just past that cross is that weird building. So I've always wanted to know what was up there. So I'm glad I went, checked it out, but there is no way you could do this, well, at least for me, in the summer, unless you did it first thing in the morning or late at night, because it is freaking steep. And it's creepy enough in there that I wouldn't go there in the dark. But let's go take a look at it from a different angle. When I come across Twin Bridges Road, you can see the houses, you can see the cross, and you can see the round building. And it's just interesting. You're just like, what is that? And now I know, sort of. Okay, so that's where we just were. We hiked up that. Those are the normal houses, and then that's that round thing. That's where we were. Okay. So, I would encourage you to do the hike. I wouldn't encourage you to go into the building. There's no need to, just watch the video. I mean, there's nothing more to it than that, because there's broken glass and everything everywhere. Okay, so I'm almost home. Let's rate it. So, the hike itself was challenging because I am so out of shape. Even though it was just a very short distance, probably a quarter mile, half a mile, it's virtually straight up. So, if you're in shape, you'll breeze right through it. Now, is it worth it? The views are spectacular from the top. I mean, for the Tri-Cities, you don't, I mean, you know. But there's no need for you to go in the house. If you watch this video, I show you what's in the house. There's really nothing in there. I don't believe there's any squatters in there. I mean, listen, nobody's going to hike up that steep hill to camp out in that crazy whatever that is. Looks like people just go, kids just go up there and tag it. Like, but I'm glad I did it, because I've always wondered. And now I have my answer. Once again, my advice comes true. Just because somebody says so does not always make it true. You can't miss this thing. You see it everywhere you go around West Richland. It's like everybody talks about it. And everybody has always said, it's an old water tower. No, 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 no. That is no water tower. Well, that concludes this episode of the 509 Unfiltered. Now you know. If you don't mind, please like, subscribe, and share these videos. That would really help me out. If you know of a place I need to go, send it my way, or a person I need to meet, let me know that too. I'm all ears. So I'm looking for everything interesting in the 509. Thanks, and have a great weekend. Talk to you later.
Out here in the high desert, the stories are real, the people are tough, and the wind never quits. We're talking small businesses, local legends, and the kind of that drifts through town like a tumbleweed with a story to tell. Welcome to the 509 Unfiltered. Let's ride. That's it for this one. Want more? Be sure to follow, subscribe, and send us the good stuff. We'll see you on the next ride.